never have come to completion without the support and assistance of endless numbers of people. I want to acknowledge my advisors now and then thank them at the end. First, it's too bad that the guys haven't come yet, but I'll post this online and hopefully they'll see it. First and foremost, I want to thank Israel Sudanese community. You opened your apartments, businesses, organizations, and hearts to me. You shared with me your life experiences, your perspectives, your struggles, and your accomplishments. You invited me into your spaces and always made me feel welcome and included. You almost never complained and always expressed gratitude. You taught me the true meaning of privilege and how to be grateful, reminding me every day of my own privilege without ever making me feel embarrassed or ashamed. You never insulted me, almost never disagreed with me, and never told me my voice was too loud. Despite your lack of critique and your open-armed acceptance, you taught me important and life-changing lessons about myself and humanity. We are different in many ways. You, after all, are still mostly young African Muslim men from the village. Those differences are enriching and interesting, and are thus the basis for personal learning and growth. Despite our differences, we share many things in common. We are all migrants, albeit I'm a way more privileged migrant than you are. We all want the same things: freedom, peace, and justice, tahrir, salam, wadala. We all seek to have our identities acknowledged and want to be able to express them. We all strive to be recognized as individual, unique human beings. We all have strengths and weaknesses, aspirations and failures, and have the capacity to persevere in the face of adversity. Because of this research, I came to understand that my Western conception of identity, and even the world in general, as something fixed and inflexible, bears little resemblance to the much more flexible and dynamic ways we see things. I began to seriously question the value of an individualistic orientation, and instead gained deep appreciation for the importance of the collective. I also questioned what is right, normal, or natural. You changed me and the way that I will forever view myself in the world. You also changed the way in which I view quote-unquote refugees. Instead of being weak, vulnerable, and in need of protection, I am continually amazed by your personal and collective strengths and abilities to overcome adversity and hardship. Many of you display lack of fear, ingenuity, entrepreneurism, strength of character, and the ability to survive and remain positive while doing it under the most difficult circumstances. While I wouldn't wish being a refugee on anyone, I wish the rest of us had these strengths. Each and every one of you gave me, that's it.
أنا طبعا ترجمت الجزء اللي قالته هسي عشان أهميته بالنسبة للناس. هي طبعا قال أولا وقبل كل شيء أنا بشكر المجتمع السوداني في إسرائيل. أنتم فتحتم بيوتكم، محلات عملكم، منظماتكم وقلوبكم لي. أنتم شاركتم معي خبراتكم الحياتية ووجهات نظر معاناتكم وإنجازاتكم. قدمتم لي الدعوة في المحلات في كل الأوقات ورحبتم بي وعبرتم عن شكركم من خير الشكوى. أنتم علمتموني معنى الشكر وكيف الإنسان يكون شاكر. بشكركم من خير ما أكون مهرج وخجلان. لم أسمع منكم إساءة إطلاقا، لم أسمع منكم عدم الموافقة معي في شيء، ولا سمعت منكم مرة تحدثت وقلت لي أنت صوتك مرتفع. الذي لم أسمعه هو عدم نقدي. أنتم علمتموني أهم درس عن الحياة ومتغيراته والإنسانية. في أشياء كثيرة مختلفة بيننا. الأغلبية منكم شباب من أفريقيا، شباب مسلمين من القرى. هذه الاختلافات غنية وجميلة، لذلك هي أساس التعليم للفرد ونضوجه. بغض النظر عن الاختلافات هناك عدة أشياء تجمعنا. نحن كلنا مهاجرين، حتى ولو أنا مهاجر متمتع بامتيازات أكثر منك. كلنا نبحث عن شيء مشترك وهي حرية، سلام وعدالة. كلنا نبحث عن اعتراف بهويتنا ومارسته. كلنا نسعى للاعتراف بنا كأفراد وكبني آدم. كلنا عندنا نقطة ضعف ونقطة قوة، تطلعات وإخفاقات، ولديها سمة معينة في المثابرة في مواجهة الشدة. بسبب هذا البحث أنا فهمت عن مفهوم الهوية عن الغرب، وهي في العالم وحتى في العالم كشيء ثابت وخير مرن، لا يشبه كثيرا الطريقة الأكثر مرونة والديناميكية في رؤية الأشياء. أنا بدأت بسؤال جدي عن قيمة التوجه الفردي بدلا عن مكاسب أهمية الجماعة، وأيضا أنا طرحت سؤال عن ما هي الصحيح أو طبيعي. أنتم غيرتم فكري والطريقة التي أفكر بها لنفسي وعن العالم. أنتم أيضا قمتم بتأثير في نظرتي عن اللاجئين. بدلا ما بنظر للاجئين كمجتمع ضعيف غير مرن وغير آمن ومحتاج لحماية، أنا باستمرار منبهر بقوتكم وإمكانياتكم الفردية والجماعية لتجاوز المهن والصعوبات. الأغلبية منكم يظهر قلة الخوف، الأغلبية منكم يظهر البراعة، ريادة الأعمال، قوة الشخصية والمقدرة على النجاح، ويظهر بإيجابية أثناء أداء أشياء مذكورة حتى في الظروف الخارجة. مع إنه أنا لا أنتمي للجوء، لا أتمنى اللجوء لأحد، أتمنى أن تكون قوة للجميع. كل واحد منهم سمح لي بزمنه ومجموعة من زيايات ما، لذلك أنا أقدر أشكركم فردا فردا.
Okay, I see I'm speaking to a room full of white faces. I'm going to mention many Sudanese here, and some of them may come later. So if you see any of them come later, they should come to me, okay? I'm grateful for those of you who did come here according to the Israeli clock. Each and every one of you gave me your time and many bottles of water, so I want to thank you individually. First, I will start with those who unfortunately did not find refuge in Israel. Some of you are in better places today, including Taj Haroon in Canada and Sadaldin in Sweden. He texted me this morning, actually. And I also met with someone called Hassan, who is supposed to go to Canada. I think it was delayed because of Corona, but I hope that he will come later and he will be able to leave soon. Some of you were not able to make a better life here and have returned to Africa, including Waladin Solomon, Adam Yaqub Abdullah, and Mubarak Adam Ismail. Your presence here is missed.
هو بشكركم للمرة الثانية، وقال إنه لما بنده بعض الأسماء من الناس الحضور ممكن يجوا له قدام هنا، والجزء بس إن ده هم ما موجودين دي ممكن يجوا في وقت ثاني. وبرضه ذكرت إنه الحياة عندكم هنا في جزء من الناس حياتهم تتخير للأفضل، وذكر أمثلة زي سعد الدين طبعا هو في السويد، وتاج هارون طبعا هو في كندا، وفي شخص آخر برضه ذكر إنه هو برضه هيسافر. وفي بعض الناس طبعا الحظ ما ساعدهم، اللي هو زي والد الدين طبعا ما قدر حتى يستغير، اللي هو الناس اللي كده رجعوا السودان.
Okay. I became involved in this issue through B'nai Darfur. In particular, I want to thank Yassine Musa, Abdul Rasul, and Adam Hamis Schilling, Tall Adam, who should be here somewhere. If he's not in the room, please try to find him. Who to this day remain very good friends. I am grateful to have had you in my life since 2007. A special thank you as well to Bahar Adam, who should get on his phone and look up. Bahar, you are the most honest bullshitter I know. I knew I could always get the straight story from you in a roundabout kind of way. Your endless stream of commentary at events and outside of them has occasionally been very helpful. I also want to thank Ali Ibrahim, who was a pleasure to work with at B'nai Darfur, who I hope will come later, and Adam Bashar, who taught me a lot about Sudanese leadership. I am also grateful for the perspective of Idris Kornai, who informed me about B'nai Darfur in the later years. Finally, I want to thank Ahmed Ali, who I hope comes, who not only helped me to learn about B'nai Darfur, but was also a critical contact for me in the Masalit community. You connected me to Yassine Ishaq, one of the first people I interviewed, and Mahmoud Mohammed Ali, who probably aren't here. If I called your name, come up and get a flower. I called you. Where's Adam? Come. Where's Adam? Actually, he's not here. Okay, and if you see any of these people later, tell them to come to me.
هي ذكرت بعض الاسماء انه يجي قدام هنا وياخذ بنتين فبعدين اللي هو الورود وكده.
Is only one white? White,
Okay, but it's going to take an hour to do The perspectives of individuals in the Masalit community really inform this research. Specifically, I'm grateful to Mahmoud Mohammed Ali, who helped me identify others to interview. These include Abdullah Yithye, Abdul Karim Musa Abdullah, and Zakaria Muhammad Abdullah. I also want to acknowledge Osman, who I didn't interview, but I know was so important in helping many who are newly arrived. Finally, I want to thank the young ones who brought me into the Masalit Center to observe activities and share with me your unique perspectives. Ali Juma and Osman or Ismail Baraka, who I hope will come later. Okay. I also received significant assistance from the Tama community. In particular, I'm grateful to Jeremy, Bakhet, and Ismail Ishaq. Ismail didn't come? He's still in Jerusalem? Okay. Both of whom are good friends from Jerusalem, and Ali Abakar, Adam, who said he would come later. All of you, each in your own way, are pursuing life goals despite the roadblocks Israel puts in front of you, and I wish you much success.
هي شكرت طبعا فينا جزء من الناس ساعدوها في البحث اللي هو من مركز مساديد ذكر الاسماء وبرضه اخيت جرماي ضمن الناس الحضور وشكر طبعا مجموعه من الناس لكن ما كانوا حضور اللي كان دار تدين الظهور وكده.
Okay. I am deeply grateful to the Fur Center leadership for warmly inviting me to events. Without your help, I could not have completed this research. In particular, I want to acknowledge Jack Zaydan, Adam Kamunga, who's in Eilat right now, and Sidik. What happened to Sidik? He's helping with the food, so he's around somewhere. I know all of you have made tremendous contributions to your community and continue to be role models and dedicated leaders.
هي شكرت برضو طبعا جزء من الناس الاخرين اللي هو ساعدوها في البحث خاصه من مركز ابناء الفور ذكر طبعا صديق لكن هو مشغول في تقريبا مع الاكل كده ما موجود هنا هو طلع برا لكن قال انه لولا كان مشاركتهم هم دورهم ما كان قدرت تخلص البحث دعوه برضو انه تحضر المناسبات وكده.
There. Okay, he's supposed to. He's there, right there. Okay. I am truly inspired by the young ones. Those of you who have now spent half of your life in a country which doesn't recognize your contributions or potential. In addition to Osman and Ali Juma, this includes Arbab Ali, who is charting his own course despite the obstacles. Also, I am particularly grateful to Sadiq Ismail and Faisal Hassan for the amazing shakshuka and lentil soup. I hope that one day I will have your cooking skills. Tabo. And then mushroom after Michelle. No, come.
اوكي هي ذكرت طبعا برضو جزء من الاسماء من ضمن معلوم صديق انت برضو تجين. هي ذكرت طبعا شكر برضو لجزء من الناس لانه جزء منهم ما موجودين عشان كده حتى لو قررت بقوم بس تكرار وكده.
Seating, Jaraba. Kibarkai. Shilling. Thank you. Okay. The political activists amongst you were also incredibly helpful. Firstly, I want to thank Zach Bongo, who I guess didn't come yet, whose insights were instrumental to the research. I also want to thank Abdullah Zakaria Adam and Isa Amin, who not only helped me to understand political activism, but also warmly greeted me at community center events. Of course, Munim Haroon, who despite being a political activist, deserves credit for some of my best quotes about community centers. Finally, I'm extremely grateful to Jack Tiji, who I saw earlier, so I hope he'll come eventually. I don't know, looks like he might be outside. Who was always available to discuss the research findings with me, give me advice, and answer questions. You were not afraid to challenge me and were sometimes right. I am very grateful for our friendship.
هي برضو ذكرت او قدمت شكر للناشطين السياسيين وذكرت لهم مجموعه من الاسماء لكن جزء منهم ما موجودين شباب مريم هارون وجزء شباب ثانيين تاج دكتور مشتاج اسمه معاويه لكن في جزء من الشباب هنا طبعا تقريبا ما موجودين ترى برا لكن شاكر لهم كثير وبالنسبه للنصائح اللي قدموا لها وكذا.
Okay. I am also very grateful to many of my friends in Jerusalem. Some but not all agreed to be interviewed by Abdullah Igia. This includes Abdullah Isa, Thibaut, Adam, Abdullah Sidi, Koro, who's Nailat, Jimmy Ahmad, as well as your roommate Mohammed, and of course Abdu, who I think did manage to come.
هي برضو ذكرت وقدمت الشكر للاصدقاء من اورشليم الناس اللي من هناك وساعدوها برضو هنا لكن جزء كثير من الناس لسه ما موجودين.
It's okay. Omar Isa deserves a special thank you for enlightening me regarding WhatsApp groups. I am grateful to Salah Abakar, who couldn't come, he's in the south, and Adam Ahmad for listening to me whine and moan during the period when I was looking for a new advisor. And Adam, in particular, for introducing me to many of the children in the community and giving me practice learning how to guide students in academic writing. I also appreciate your help today.
قدمت طبعا زيارة الشكر من ضمن عمر وقدمت لي برضه الشكر ان انا ساعدت في اوقات في وقت من الاوقات فهي كان زمان كنت بدرس الشوف وكان فهي كان هدرة التوأت برضه ودرست الاطفال فهي شاكرة لنا.
A number of you were regulars at my I called your name already, Osman. You missed it. We're regulars at my public relations tours of South Tel Aviv. In particular, I'm grateful to Muhammad Adam and Aziz for our endlessly entertaining conversations about everything from poor clothing choices to Israeli politics. I also appreciate the laundry services. Similarly, I'm grateful to Bushra Musa, didn't come yet, for providing me with money change services and hot tips about upcoming events in the community, as well as Nasser, who was unfailingly happy to see me, and Yaqub, who tried to teach me for.
هي قدمت شكر برضو للناس اللي هو كان أخذوها في جولة في جنوب تل أبيب، وذكر طبعا من ضمنهم برضو أسماء، وذكر شكر كمان لناس بشرى وجزء قليل من الشباب اللي كان ساعدوها في محلات التأخير الكروج، وساعدوها برضو وأن الشباب بدأوا يعلموا برضو لغة الفوق، وهي شاكرة لكل الشباب دول كده.
I have also appreciated my regular visits with Mutwali, who reminds me that you can be part of a collective and also an independent thinker. I'm also grateful to Adam Abdullah and BBC for trying to teach me how to smoke nargila and for all the drinks in the iftar meal.
هي قدمت برضو الشكر طبعا هنا هو متولي قدم برضه الشكر لجماعة تعليم، لكن تندل هم كلهم هم مهدرين، عشان كده انا اختصرتها هنا على الزمن كده يعني.
Okay. I am truly blessed to know many of the students of higher education in Israel who remind me that no goal is out of reach for the truly determined. I have already mentioned a couple, Siddiq, Jack, Adam. I also want to thank Adam Yusuf, Omad Shakur, Musa Kiso, who seek to pursue their own individual goals while also contributing to your community and ours. All three of you were early activists and have only become more educated, skilled, and inspirational over time. Speaking of inspiration, I also greatly admire Soma Kedia, who I hope will come later, and who also knows how to set goals and work towards long-term goals. You and Abdul Rahman Hamid Ibrahim, who I call New Form Adam, maybe some of you guys remember that, were some of the first people I interviewed, and both of you helped me to frame the later research. I am also grateful to Razik Hassan Abdullah, who just called me, I guess he's not here, who reminds me, oh, did he come? Okay, good. Who reminds me that I have a friend in Hadera and is always willing to call me to check in and ask for advice.
هي قدمت طبعا شكر برضه لجزء تعليم للشباب اللي هو من ضمنهم الناس المواصلين في المجال الاكاديمي، وذكرت برضه اسماء، وجزء كمان برضه من الافراد اللي هو ساعدوها في كميه من الحاجات، فهي شاكره عليهم كلهم كده.
Finally, the research made me realize how difficult it is to be a woman in Sudan and Israel alike. I have tremendous respect for your courage, your independence, your ability, Samaya, talking about you and the others, your ability to deal with challenge, change and hardship. I know it wasn't easy speaking to me, which makes me particularly grateful that you were willing to meet with me. Specifically, I want to thank Nada Suleiman, Medina Siddiq, Adam, Fatima Adam Juma, and of course Samaya.
هي ذكرت طبعا هي برضه الصعوبة في انه كونها تكون مثلا كمرأة او باحثة، وذكرت انه رغبتك مثلا المرأة السودانية برضه الدور متعاطف في المقاومة بتاعت الصعوبات خاصة هنا في اسرائيل هي، وذكرت طبعا مجموعة من الاسماء ومن ضمنهم سمية وكده في ندى وطبعا جزء من معها.
That's the end of the Sudanese. But when you guys see these guys who come, tell me, okay? Because I want them to, and I'll send this video to everyone who I listed and tell them at what time to look on the video. Okay, this dissertation would not have come to fruition without the support of friends and family. I'm grateful to my parents, Jack and Ruth Richland, for your support, and in particular my mom, for reading and actively engaging with the dissertation. When I send the video to them, I hope that they will hear people cheering in the background. You now have 2 doctors in the family. On that note, I appreciate my brother for driving home the fact that a PhD in 6 years is an accomplishment. His academic journey is proof that it can always take longer.
هي طبعا قدمت شكر برضه طبعا لأسرتها، هي طبعا بدأت شكرتهم باعتبار انها هي الدكتورة الثانية بالأسرة، وقدمت شكر لهم لوالدتها على مساعدتها في كل الولايات.
And my cousins Don and Myrna are here from Netanya, so I'm going to give them flowers on behalf of their representing the relative contingent. few of you have been with me from the very beginning until the very end. Unfortunately, none of them came, I think. First, I want to thank Joni Orbach, who was always supportive and never doubted I would finish, and who also believes in my ability to engage in academic writing and gave me some good practice trying to help others. Gideon Sylvester also has been with me on this journey from the beginning and never tired of hearing me complain, while also selflessly sharing my accomplishments. I also want to acknowledge my good friend Mariam Abed El-Dayam, whose PhD journey more or less paralleled mine, but in New Zealand where she is now. But Laura's here. Laura Crompton is here, so I am grateful for our many conversations about our research, for your encouragement and helpful suggestions, and for reminding me how lucky I am to be a native English speaker. Finally, and most importantly, Judy Posner, who unfortunately had major mouth surgery this week and couldn't make it, who provided a listening ear and all sorts of practical and emotional support throughout the entire journey on pretty much a daily basis. I'm really, really grateful for your friendship during this period. Laura can come up and represent the Yafa contingent. I have also been fortunate to be able to consult with others doing research on the Sudanese community or being otherwise engaged in the Sudanese community during this period. Firstly, Anda Barak, who gave me some helpful information based on her own experience and connections. Secondly, Mayan Ravid, who continues to inspire all of us with her tireless activism and long-term commitment to the issue. Finally, involved Ben Yehuda, who I could depend on to always show up at Sudanese community events and whose knowledge of the community has been very helpful.
ما ترجمت يعني أيام شكرا.
I had the good fortune of being able to complete this degree at Ben Gurion University. I want to thank the staff at the Department of Politics and Government, and in particular, Marie Klein and Guy Ben-Porat for their administrative and financial support. I'm also grateful to some of the students in the department, particularly Marguerite Ofer-Gutler, who isn't coming, and Liv Halprin, who is here. It has been truly a pleasure to work with Rahel Yanayaf, who said she might come, but I think I haven't seen her, from the Craigman School of Advanced Graduate Studies. Unlike other institutional frameworks in Israel, it has been a pleasure working with each and every department and staff member, and I am so grateful that I was able to be part of a supportive university setting.
طبعا كنت بشكر برضه للناس اللي معاها في القسم الأكاديمي اللي هو في الجامعة وكده.
Almost done. Sorry, it always seems to take longer in public. My affiliation with the Tamar Golan Africa Center has also been a blessing. I appreciate the helpful feedback I received from Ruth Janayo and Nat Rosenthal, as well as Nurit Hashimoni Yafe, who served on my committee. I also very much benefited from working with the staff at the Africa Center. I am extremely grateful for the support of other students of African Studies. In particular, I received much needed advice, encouragement, and hand-holding from Noah Levy, who I hope will pop in a bit later, Ornit Abidar, who I know I saw, and Manya Kagan. You guys are here.
كده بالشكر برضه للناس المركز الافريقي مركز الدراسات الافريقيه للمساعده اللي قدموا لها في الفتره بتاعتها في الرحله بتاعت البحث.
You really wanted a flower. There you go. Ornit also just finished, and Mayan just finished. The three of us have all just finished our PhDs. So, I have worked with Dr. Yusuf Jabareen for over 21 years, and Yoni Mendel for almost as long. I am grateful to Yoni for all of your encouragement and patience with me over the years, and for giving me multiple opportunities to grow professionally and academically while also making some money. Finally, unfortunately, Yusuf isn't coming. He's in the north. But finally, I'm extremely grateful to Yusuf Jamareen for providing me with initial experience in high-level academic writing, which ultimately convinced me that I was capable of doing my own research and made me wonder why I wasn't pursuing my own academic interests. I truly appreciate your support of my own academic and professional goals, your encouragement in pursuing those goals, your willingness to give me new and challenging tasks and to undertake in general, your ongoing support, encouragement, and guidance over the years.
Take his flower as well.
You can take his flower. I actually would have thought. Okay. Finally, I want to thank my advisors. I am truly grateful to Lynn Schleyer and Ayel Karel Shalev for your ongoing guidance. I never thought that I could be challenged by a writing assignment, but Lynn taught me to write and analyze in a way I never believed I was capable of. Your suggestions, comments, and interventions, such as the importance of reading about Sudan and asking interviewees about the village, were always right on target and undoubtedly pushed the research and writing forward. I'm extremely grateful for the challenge and accomplishment that this dissertation with your guidance represents. Both of you have provided me with encouragement, patience, and support in all academic matters. This includes not only the writing, but also finding me more scholarship money, writing letters of recommendation, and blog posts, and related advice. More recently, you've helped me to write and submit academic articles to reputable peer-reviewed journals. Both of you are tremendously skilled, knowledgeable, and accomplished academics. I know that I received a very high level of academic guidance from you, which I do not take for granted at all. I am grateful for your central role in this academic journey.
هي طبعا قدم الشكر للمشرفه بتاعتها للبحث اللي هي المشرفه بتاعت الجامعه اللي هي بحث اللي اشرفت عليها وهي ممتنه عليها وكده.
מה? עכשיו?
Okay, Nor. Show me the picture of my cousin. We need to put it on the screen, okay? Okay, this dissertation is dedicated to my cousin Zelda Port, who you will see on the screen in a minute, who unfortunately is no longer with us. I meant to wear her necklace, but I didn't change yet, but I'll put her necklace on later. Because I want her to be symbolically present and handing you sunflowers because that was Zelda's favorite flower. Zelda also began her PhD in her 40s, and she also researched migration. She researched unaccompanied minors, what many of you call the young ones, from Southeast Asia who came to the United States. Of course, she finished her degree in 4 years working full-time. You'll see in a second pictures of her at her PhD graduation. Despite the fact that she didn't always agree with all of my political views, she was so excited that I started this PhD and so supportive of my research. She was continually interested in my progress and always encouraged me. She even read the draft of the research proposal that was eventually approved and gave me feedback on it. I really felt she was cheering me on every step of the way. Not that one. And she wanted me to succeed more than I wanted for myself. She would have been the first to have read the completed dissertation. In her will, she left some money to Ben Gurion to support African students from Ethiopia. So in a small way, her legacy lives on at the university. Her good friend Sharon Separ has tried in every way possible to continue Zelda's path of supporting me in my academic journey. Unfortunately, Sharon can't be in Israel right now, and her son who lives in Israel is there in the United States with her. But I want to invite Zelda's other good friend, Sarah Groner, up to receive a flower in her honor instead. I know that we all miss her tremendously.